Hi folks, so this is the 2012 road question. So just to speed it up and keep the video a bit shorter, I've done the easy stuff to get it out of the way, okay? So basically A to D was level, and I did cuts and fills, depending on the ratio that we were given. So fills was 1:2, that became 10 mil spacings when we multiplied it up by 5, okay? The cuts 1:1, so that became 5 mil intervals for the cuts. So I finished out that there, coloured it in, and put in the little tadpoles to signal whether the hill is rising or falling. Now we're coming to the last piece here, which is kind of unusual. Most times you'll see in questions that you go so far along the road, they'll give you a gradient for that rising or falling, okay? But in this question here, they told us from D to E is uniformly falling, okay? Now, the altitude levels are a difference of 5 meters, which is standard. So that's 15 meters from here to there falling, okay? And that means then that is falling in 3 increments of 5, okay? So for that reason, it's multiplying, it's multiplying everything by 3, okay? Now you could divide up, you could find out where 45 is, then you could find out where 40 is, and then you could put in, it is all going to be cutting because the land is too high. You could, let's say I found 40, then I could set up a little radius 5 here, okay? But just to save us doing that, I'm just going to multiply everything by 3 because it's fallen 3 meters. Three times by 5 meters, okay? So either find 40 and set up a little radius 5 there, or because it's 15 meters of a difference, I'm going to multiply 3 by 15, okay? So I'm going to put down my compass here at the edge of the road of E, and it's the exact same thing. It'll get you the exact same kind of taper going anyways. And I'm going to put in my semicone then. Then after that, I'm going to eyeball it up there, and I'm going to put on my tangent onto that. Okay, so that's 50, and spacing out in 5s, of course, then. Now I can see I only need to go up 2 more increments. I need to do a line in for 60 parallel. So now I'll just turn this over. Line it up, drop it down. One more there. So that's for 50, 55, and 60. I'm sorry, I need one more actually. I need one more for 65. That's 65 there. Now, mark off anywhere it cuts. So that's at 50. This one is at 55. This one is at 60. Actually, if I look up here, it's closer to the number there, 65. 65 twice. This one back onto the 60 line. 55. And then somewhere over there, it's probably finishing around 50. So, let's do our freehand curve after that. And this guy's going uphill, of course. And I'll just lightly shade in that there. And that is the road finished then. Now, as I said, you could have found where 40 was here by dividing this into 3 and did a little 5 millimeter radius there, and it would have got you the same taper going for all of these. But if you look at the marking scheme solution and you're wondering why is that big, it's because it has dropped 15 meters. So that'd be 3 units along the road, okay? And that's why I multiplied 3 by 15. Now, coming to the last part of the part B of the question, you were told then in part B of the question that this is a plan view of a mine shaft and that the mine shaft has collapsed. So they're telling you there, first thing they tell you is P has an altitude of 35. So we'll just put a line up, going perpendicularly up there. So we're drawing a profile here. This is P here. And we're told it's going down at 10 degrees it's falling. Now, just a matter of interest, the reason they picked a question like this year was, I think it was the year before, down in South America, a mine collapsed and it was in the news a lot. I'd say that's why they picked this question. But anyways, this guy was going down there, fallen. The mine was at 10 degrees. Okay. Now we have to draw a profile there. Okay. So looking at that there, if this is at 35, this one, it's all going up higher there anyways. So I'm just going to add on, the highest one I'd have to go up for is 65 for doing this profile. So if that's 35, that'll be 40, 45, 50, 55, and we'll do one up as far as 65 there. And you can write them in then if you want there, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and we'll just put in one more just in case we need it there for 65. And we'll just bring these lines lightly across now. Now, anywhere they cross there, the contour line crosses the plan view of that mine shaft, we're going to bring it up. That's one there, 40. Next one, 45. Now we'll just joining them dots there. Put in our freehand curve. Now they were telling us there in the question that they were looking for the, the lowest point that they could drill, somewhere between Q and R, to rescue these miners, okay? Because that's Q was where the mine shaft collapsed, okay? So if we look at that now, and we'll drop down, this seems to be the lowest point here, okay? So I will put down, throw on your set square there, and drop down a line there. And in plan view then, I'll just mark it X, that is where they would want to drill, if they were to drill vertically, and it would be the lowest point to get down, to drill vertically to get down into that shaft. Okay, so that's that question finished, folks. Keep tuned to the channel, let me know if you're stuck for anything, okay, or I can throw up a video on something else if you need to. Okay, hope you found that useful. Talk to you soon.